Hello lovely peeps! Today we will continue the Polymer Clay series with our bird, berry, twig, leaves, and tree branch pattern. Last video I showed you guys how to create this bird cane. Today we're going to work on the twig of berries, tree branch, and some juniper berries. I will share a cool new Polymer Clay technique I developed to get these nearly stick straight lines, which is hard to do with clay. In these previous prototypes with multiple lines, sometimes they get dismembered or uneven in thickness in the reduction process, but in today's tutorial I show you how to avoid all of that. First, we're going to work on the twig of berries. Take a block of packing clay that's about 7/8 inches wide, 1.5 inches high, and 1.5 inches deep. The goal is to make the block contain the design through a subtractive process. Start off by marking where you want the main branches. Then mark where you want the berries using a circle cutter that's about 3 milliliters in diameter. Then draw in the side branches. Next, cut through the middle branch. Take the top piece, make another cut on the side branch, then insert a sheet of brown Polymer clay at thickness level 0. Make a slanted cut that follows the line of the existing edge. Fill the extra space with a sheet of packing clay. Reattach the pieces. Then, cut across the first main branch. Repeat the same process as before. If you're unsure of how to cut the branch, just jut it out a little so you can trim it off later. Now, take the bottom piece and cut through the side branch of the second main branch. Repeat the process of adding the brown clay and then filling the gap with packing clay. After that, cut through the third main branch and then through the side branch. Add the brown clay and packing clay to the side branch first. Then add the brown clay to the third branch. Reattach the pieces back together. Finally, we can add brown clay to the second main branch. Compress to meld the pieces together, cut off the excess clay from the sides. Add a border around the block minus the branch side to smoothen out the seams. Continue compressing to minimize air gaps. Now you should have something that looks like this. Next, we're going to add the berries. Ideally, you should leave your cane overnight to let all the colors of clay reach even firmness. Before adding the berries, slice your Polymer Clay cane in half and then in half again to get 4 identical canes. Trace where the berry should go and it should overlap the branch a little. Next, dip your cutter into cornstarch and shake off the excess. Then press this all the way through your cane. The front side will be larger than the back. You may need to punch a hole through the back again to make the sizes consistent. Some of the berries will match up from the front and back. To fix this, take a larger cutter that's about 5 millimeters and press into those areas. The larger size will give you more coverage to fix any misalignments. Repeat this for all 4 canes. The reason why we do this is because of how large the cane is and the cutter can only go through so much at a time. This technique may be repetitive but eliminates the need to manually cane pack the crevices and gives more crisp line work. Next, cut off pieces from a brown circle cane. It should be slightly smaller in diameter so it can fit into the tree branch cane. The length should be slightly longer than the length of the tree branch cane. Squish both ends of the circle cane and it will cause it to expand and fill the hole. Do this for the remaining holes. You may use an extruder to create those brown circle canes or roll them by hand. After all 4 pieces have been filled, press the faces with some sandpaper below 800 grit to level out the surfaces. Then stack them back together. Smoothen out the seams and wrap the sides with a thin layer of packing clay, which also helps keep the seams together. Double layer the side with the stems poking out to minimize distortion to the design. After that, reduce your cane. For these canes in particular with seams, you want to limit pulling and tugging and focus more on evenly applying pressure throughout the length of the cane. This will reduce the likelihood the seams will pull apart underneath the outer layer. After reducing your polymer clay cane to your desired length, cut it in half uneven with one side slightly shorter than the other to create subtle size variation. Then cut each piece in half again. Next, cut off the extra white border that touches the stem. After that, mirror the branches together in a grouping like this. Stack the smaller piece on top of the wider piece. Cut out the extra space in between the two groups. Take a brown sheet of clay and apply this in the center of the tree branch. Apply some packing clay to the bottom if you want more stem. To create the top piece, grab a block of packing clay. Cut it in half and stamp a hole with a circle cutter. Insert round circle canes into the gaps and then attach. Trim off excess clay. Add a thin border of packing clay to the sides to smoothen out the seams. Then reduce your cane into your desired size. One slice, it should look something like this. Make adjustments to the design by adjusting the cane shape. For instance, you can push in the corners at the top to balance out the design more. Here you can see the difference. It's totally up to your preference. This polymer clay technique may be a little different, but it's a fun, neat trick to try out if you're bored of manually packing your canes. Now that we're done with the twig of berries, we're going to work on creating the tree branch polymer clay cane. Start off with 6 grams of clay and mold this into the shape of a log. After that, pinch points at opposite ends to create a diamond shape. In this prototype, I used a circle shape instead of a diamond. It gives a slightly different appearance. Set the diamond shape onto a sheet of darker clay that's at thickness level 0 of your pasta machine. Wrap this around the diamond shape to create a border around it. After that, thicken the pointed ends of the diamond. Make a slanted cut into the dark polymer clay that's at thickness level 2. Make a mark at 1 inch. Then make another slanted cut. Next, cut this piece in half. Apply this on one end of the diamond. Repeat this procedure on the other side. For the other pointed end, make a slanted cut into the dark clay at thickness level 0. Make a mark at 2 inches. Then make another slanted cut. Next, cut this piece in half. Pinch the slanted ends to taper it out. Apply this onto the other 2 bare ends of the diamond shape. The extra padding to the points will allow you to morph them into branches by pinching them later on. After you get something that looks like this, apply a thin border at thickness level 4 around it to smoothen out the seams. Next, meld the polymer clay pieces together. Locate the thicker end, about half an inch from the point. Add a thick layer of packing clay to wrap around the leaf. One point will be sticking out. This will turn into the stem. Reduce the cane until you get it to about 8.5 centimeters. Then cut off about 1.5 centimeters. This will create slightly smaller leaves to add some size variation to your tree branch. After that, continue to reduce your cane until you get it to about 10.5 centimeters. Divide the cane into 7 pieces at 1.5 centimeters each, and then make your cuts. Next, adjust the shape to how you want it. Pinch the stems and pull the stems so that they are thinner and elongated. Finally, take the polymer clay cane that was set aside previously for the bigger leaves and reduce it until you get it to about 4.5 centimeters. Divide the cane into 3 equal pieces at 1.5 centimeters each. Repeat the process of defining the shape and elongating the stem. After that, arrange the leaves together into groups of 3 or 4 pieces. Have one smaller leaf into each of the 3 groups to help balance things out. First, we're going to work on this leaf bundle grouping. Take the biggest piece and elongate the stem so that it really extends outward to create most of the branch portion. Tweak the other pieces of the group to get them to fit together nicely. After that, group them all together into a bundle. Do the same thing for the second and third grouping. Next, adjust the spacing of the leaves by adding thin sheets of packing clay between the leaves. How much spacing you want is up to you. as there's no right or wrong way. This could help the pieces fit into each other better. To start off with cane packing, create and grab a triangular white cane. These are usually my go-to in polymer clay cane packing. You can pinch and taper the point to get it to fit in the space you want. Continuously add triangular canes or rectangular sheets into the other spaces where applicable. Once the triangular spaces have been filled, create and morph round logs into the shape you need to fill in the remaining gaps. The next part is optional. If your branches aren't long enough, you can attach a separate piece to extend the branch. Next, I continuously pack polymer clay into the remaining gaps until they are all filled. After the cane is packed, start reducing your cane. I'm fast forwarding through the cane reduction process because if I include the full process of cane reduction for all 3 designs, the video will get too long. Once you slice into the polymer clay cane, the design should look something like this. For the last polymer clay design, I will show you how to create the Juniper berries. You'll need a brown circular cane that weighs about 12 grams, a rectangular cane that weighs about 110 grams, and a 18mm circle cutter. The rectangular cane should be the color of your packing clay and fit about 2 of the circle cutters in the space. The brown circular canes measure 7/8 of an inch in diameter and 7/8 of an inch in length. With a flexible knife, mark a curved X, then make a cut at one of the strokes. Insert a sheet of lighter colored clay at thickness level 0. Leave a small gap above the stroke and a larger gap below the stroke. After that, fill the gaps with brown clay. Reattach the other circle piece. Next, make a cut on the other stroke of the curved X. Repeat the same process as before. Fit the pieces back together. Compress and flatten to meld the pieces together. Wrap a thin layer of brown clay at thickness level 5 to smoothen out the seams. And next, reduce your cane. The lighter color rectangular cane is about 6.5 centimeters in length and 3.5 centimeters in width. Grab a circle cutter that is about the size of your Juniper berry cane. Using your circle cutter, make a mark near the top center, then cut across the center. You can coat your knife with cornstarch for a smoother cut. Then insert a sheet of brown polymer clay created with 2 layers of thick clay using setting 0 of your pasta machine. Fill the gap with the lighter colored clay. Put the pieces back together. Cut the cane in half and repeat the same process from the berry twig tutorial. Stamp a hole through the clay and then stick the berry through the hole. Reduce the single Juniper berry cane until you get it to about 6 inches in length. Cut off the distorted ends. Now you should have something like this. You can make the berry rounder by pushing in the top corners. After distortion is trimmed off, adjust the polymer clay cane so that it's about 5 inches. Divide it into 4 equal pieces about 1.25 inches each. Then chop off right triangles from the bottom for each cane. The stem will be slightly distorted, so trim a bit of it off. For one of the berries, trim off the stem completely. Next, grab a sheet of brown clay and place it at the center and rearrange all the berries to create your design. Apply slanted cuts to help it lay flush against the stem. Cut out a right triangular cane from a solid block of clay. Set this against the left berry so that the stem has something to grip onto. Keep cutting out triangles or other shapes to fill in the gaps. You may need to pinch or reduce the shape to get it to fit. This method requires more thought in terms of creating shapes to pack up the design. You can alternatively utilize the technique from the berry twig in the first section. I just wanted to show both methods. Which one do you prefer? After your design has been packed, apply a border around the shape to smoothen out the seams. Next, reduce your cane to get it at your desired size. And once completed, your cane should look something like this. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If so, please give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know if the content resonates. Stay crafty, and I'll see you guys in my next video.